in the country. The move came after the United Nations authorised all necessary measures, short of occupation, to protect civilians there. David Cameron told MPs that RAF jets are being prepared for action. Japan has raised the severity rating for the crisis at the Fukushima nuclear plant to level 5, just 2 levels short of the incident at Chernobyl. Emergency workers are trying to stabilise the plant. A father who drove his 2 children into the River Avon last year has been found guilty of murder and attempted murder. 42-year-old Christopher Grady and his 6-year-old son survived. His 5-year-old daughter died. A former British Airways employee has been jailed for 30 years for plotting to put a bomb on a plane to the United States. 31-year-old Rajib Karim had agreed to help an extremist preacher. An imam has been jailed for 16 years.
Henry Wilkinson, of Wilkinson Sword fame, Pall Mall, London, which is lovely. But then just to reinforce that, on a little gilt lined, and that is lined in gold.
Is it?
We've got his Maker's Punch, HW. So that's a lovely thing. Michael, the only real problem with edged weapons is they have to be in wonderful condition to be worth big money. And I think it's the time under the shed that has done the most damage.
Won't have done it a lot of good.
Moisture, I mean, even finger marks can have an effect, but I think we're beyond that. The one saving grace is that the blade is in reasonably nice condition. In good order, I mean really pristine order, this sword might be worth between £400 and £600. It does fall off dramatically. I think if we were to put this into auction at £60 to £100 and put a reserve of £50 on it, for which it wouldn't go for any less, that's nearly just over £1 a year since the wedding. So now, Michael, why have you decided to part with this really lovely sword?
Well, it's been standing in a cupboard for the last 45 years, since I got married. I'm going to put it probably to a new gun. I'll do a bit of game shooting and that sort of thing.
Well, I would think a rifle's going to be more used catching game than a sword.
Well, definitely.
Well, hopefully we'll get you up to your rifle or some way towards
it anyway.
And hope we've got 2 cavalier gentlemen at the sale room who go for this.
Hopefully.
We can always hope, Michael. At the other valuation table, Will's hoping that Jones Jewellery will attract the ladies to the sale room.
You've brought 2 quite distinct pieces of jewellery. What can you tell me? Let's start here with this bracelet and locket. What can you tell me about that?
Well, I know it belonged to my grandmother, and it's just come down to me. I don't remember anybody actually wearing it, but I've just kept it in a box in my loft, sort of thing. Same old story.
Yeah, we hear it a lot, certainly on this programme. And, you know, people are sometimes quite surprised that, you know, the amount of sort of value, shall we say, they have languishing in the drawer. But something like that, again, isn't terribly fashionable nowadays. I mean, you know, I don't think you'll see many of the sort of younger ladies sort of wearing that type of piece. So it's really all down to the gold in that piece. It's 9-carat gold, so it's less pure gold in the mix, shall we say. We weighed it earlier, and it's just under 27 grams. So, I mean, if we put it in at about 150, that sort of figure, then it's going to entice the bidders in, I think, at that sort of money. I mean, is that a sort of figure that you would be happy with, do you think?
I think so. It sounds fair, really.
Yeah, like I say, I mean, I suspect it's going to end up as sort of scrap value, really, I'm afraid, yes. And then we move on to the cameo brooch, which again is not a terribly wearable piece of jewellery. They're a little bit dated, shall we say. Maybe for the, like I say, the sort of 70s dinner party or something like that, you may have seen the hostess wearing 1 or 2. It's reasonable quality though, isn't it? I mean, the carving can vary quite substantially on these. You can get some very deep relief carvings, so almost the sort of deeper the carving, the sort of larger the sort of starting piece that they've had to work from. So it's almost a more expensive piece to make than one that's very shallow carved. I mean, if that's 150, where would you see that? Do you think that's sort of similar money? Would you...
No, less, I would think.
Yep, good. Makes my job a bit easier to break it to you gently. I've seen them make £20-30, I've seen them make £30 to £50. So what I'm going to say to you is, let's incorporate the cameo brooch in with the estimate for the gold bracelet. So I think keep the estimate at sort of 150, 200.
Yes.
If we get a sale on the day at the auction, are you going to buy yourself something, a piece of jewellery that you will wear, or is the money going elsewhere?
I think it'll go elsewhere to a new grandchild, which is expected any day, really.
Any day? Really? So when we see you again at the auction, you may
Could be a
well have
grandma
arrived.
again. Yes.
That's excellent. That's great news.
Which now brings us to my favourite part of the show. This is where it gets exciting because we're going to put our valuations to the test. We've been working flat out and we've now found our first items to go off to auction and go under the hammer. Look at this jam-packed sale room. That's what I like to see. Today's venue is the Mackworth Hotel in Derbyshire, and hopefully all of this lot are going to put their hands up and bid on all of our owners' items, and hopefully some of our owners are here already. They're probably feeling really nervous because it's their first auction.
310, I'll take 320.
So I'm going to give you the quick rundown of all the items that are going under the hammer, and fingers crossed, we should have a classic day. Oh. You made it. I made it. We've got Patricia's Eastern European vase, along with Michael's sword, which might have seen better days, but could still get the bidders excited. And finally, Joan's gold bracelet and cameo brooch.
Really? So when we...
Charles Hanson and David Greatwood are our men on the rostrum today, and with over 800 lots in this antique and collector's sale, it's good to share the load. First up, it's Patricia's vase, which she hopes will make enough money for her and daughter Erica to enjoy a slap-up meal.
Got to say, you both look absolutely fabulous. You look really glamorous.
Thank you.
Done us proud. Well, in fact, I look a bit scruffy today.
Well, I haven't even got a jacket or tie.
That's
Paul,
unusual for you, Will, isn't it? Mind you, it is really hot outside.
Well,
so
it's too warm, actually.
good luck anyway. Good luck. Here we go. This is it.
The Zolnipek's double gourd-shaped vase with a reticulated body. There we go, an arabesque and green yellow glazed decoration. Lot 409. And I have interest here, and we'll go straight in at 38, 42, 45, 48 pound and bid. 48, I'll take 50. 50 bid. At 50 and I'm out. At 50, my commissions are clear. At 50, any advance on 50. 5 behind, 55. At 65, I'll take 70. At 65, 70 surely. 70.
This is one little battle in the room.
80 pound in front at 80 pound and selling at 80 by the doorway at 80. Any advance now at 80. 80 pounds and selling to you at 80 pounds.
80 pounds. It's gone.
Oh, lovely.
That's going to come in useful.
Yeah.
Isn't it?
A nice lunch and another bottle of wine.
Room for two more.
Well, we haven't got time to join Erica and Patricia, but it sounds like they'll enjoy spending the money. Next up is the sword, which Michael and his wife Sylvia were given as a wedding present. But will the condition put the bidders off?
Good luck, Sylvia. Good luck, Michael. This is where we're putting the Wilkinson sword to the test in the cutting edge of the sale room, if you pardon the pun. And I gather the money's going towards a sporting shop.
Yes, it is.
Good luck. Good luck. Well, let's set our targets on, well, hopefully £100, shall we?
Let's see.
We'll see. Time will tell.
Really? That low? Here we go. It's going under the hammer now.
Yes, very fine 19th century officer's sword there. The Wilkinson's Epps blade as detailed with all the military honours.
The quality is
original scatter.
It's nice.
Ears guard. Nice thing, this one there. We have one on the telephone. I've had interest and commissions, and I can go straight in at £80 I bid.
Good, that's a nice in.
80, and I'll take 5 surely now. At 80, where's 5? At £80. And 5 anywhere now? At 80. And 5 anywhere? At 80. I'll take 85. I have 90. 95.
Someone's in the room now.
Yes.
I have 120. 130. I have 140. 140 still with me on commission at £140. At 140. I'll take 50. 150. And I'm out. On the telephone with Ruth at £150. Any advance now at £150. Last chance at 150. And selling on the phone at 150.
That's really like it, isn't it? £150.
Yes, absolutely.
£50 more than what we were all expecting.
Yes, please with that.
Which is very good.
Yes.
How much will the shotgun set you back? The 12 ball?
For 450, 460. The one I want.
A modern sporting gun.
Reasonable, yes.
Not going for a vintage.
Oh no.
Herder or something.
Oh no. I've already got one of those.
Oh, have you? Oh, we'd like to see that. Bring that one along to valuation day.
After being hidden away for over half a decade, the bidders love the sword. Let's hope they feel the same for Joan's cameo brooch and gold bracelet. She's come along to the auction with her daughter Kath and a much smaller member of the family.
A couple of months have passed since we last saw them, and there's been a new addition. So I think it's congratulations, Kat.
Thank you very much.
And Grandma. What's her name?
Evie.
Oh, she's so beautiful.
Beautiful, isn't she?
Oh, gorgeous.
Takes us back a bit, Paul, doesn't
Yes,
it?
it does. They don't stay like that for long,
No,
do they?
they don't.
So how old is she now?
She's 4 weeks.
4 weeks. Oh. Everything going well?
Yeah, everything's going really well. She's been very good. Very good little baby.
Oh. Nice feeling, Grandma?
Absolutely wonderful.
Well, good luck, all three of you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
This one's sleeping through it.
My number's now 8, there we are.
Very, very fine 9-carat gold link bracelet with a heart-shaped lock together with a 9-carat gold cameo brooch. Delightful lot, lot 80. Lots of interest. I will start at £100. 110, 120, 13, 140, 150, 1617, 180, 190, 185, why not? 190, 200.
It's a good time to sell gold, though.
The
The prices are up.
200, 210, 220, come on. 210, do I see 220 now? 210, do I see 220? Come on. 210, I'll take 220.
We'll
or
take
210, fair warning. You're out, I'm in at 210. We say sale.
Well done. And look at that, you slept through the whole thing. Oh, well done, Will.
No, I'm glad we could help.
Are you having any more, Will?
Well, it's not really my decision.
No,
is
it's
it?
not. No. Hey, that was a diplomatic
Yeah,
answer,
I think
wasn't
poor
it?
Philip has had enough. I've got 3 of my own, and that's perfect. You know, any more than that, we're going to have to buy a flatbed lorry.
What a fabulous result, and I bet lucky granddaughter Evie is now going to be spoilt rotten by Joan.
Well, I think that went really well. That concludes the end of our first visit to the auction room today. We are coming back later on in the show, so fingers crossed for 1 or 2 big surprises. But right now, I'm going off into the local countryside to explore possibly one of the grandest houses, not just in the county, but in the country. We often see people with their collections on the show, but the Cavendish family, the Dukes and Duchesses of Devonshire, have brought a whole new meaning to the word collection. For over 450 years, the Devonshire collection of artefacts has evolved and continues to grow here in this magnificent setting of Chatsworth House. The house contains an extensive private art collection, which includes a magnificent sculpture gallery, old master drawings and paintings, furniture, and much, much more. The list is absolutely endless, so I'm going to focus on one particular part of the collection, which for me fuses history, wealth, style, and the forward-thinking attitude that has come to represent the family, and that's their personal portraits. Portraits are a method of recording and displaying family history and have long been a status symbol for the nobility. Faces of ancestors line the walls of many a stately home. But none more so than here at Chatsworth. I'm on the oak staircase surrounded by portraits of the first right through to the 11th Dukes, with some of their family and friends through the last 16 generations. The Cavendishes have kept up with the modern times by employing the best artists using up-to-date technology to capture their family portraits. The wife of the 5th Duke, Georgiana, the Duchess of Devonshire, commissioned portraits from some of the most famous artists of the day, including Gainsborough in around 1784 and this one by Sir Joshua Reynolds. As you can see, it's slightly unfinished look on the shoulders and the upper part of the body, but I absolutely adore this portrait. She is so beautiful, and there's a confidence about Reynolds' work, his loose brushstroke. This is so feminine. This remained in Reynolds' studio right up until his death. And they say it was left by his desk. Maybe he intended to finish it, or he just liked looking at her. You can imagine him falling in love with her while he was painting this, can't you? It's just beautiful. And so was she. Georgiana's son, the 6th Duke, was the first in the family to have his photograph taken in around 1852, soon after the technique had been invented. In more recent times, the tradition of using eminent artists to capture family portraits has been continued by Andrew Cavendish, the 11th Duke of Devonshire, and his wife, Deborah. This is by Lucian Freud, and it was done in the early 1950s. He became a family friend and stayed at the house on many occasions, doing a series of portraits. Deborah sat for this